So I'm learning this on the fly. This is kind of weird because in principle I can see the stream on the restreaming platform. It's called Restream. And it doesn't appear. If this doesn't work, I will just cancel everything and go to some other way of doing this, or just go back to the regular way of doing things just on YouTube. But yeah, the preview that I'm seeing on Restream isn't updating. Don't know why, but it isn't. And I'm not seeing it on YouTube yet. Let's try Twitch. Where's my Twitch? Don't I have Twitch on my tablet? Yes, I do. I thought I did. Well, according to this, it is working on... It's working on Twitch. Yay! That's a good thing. Let's see if I can see it on YouTube. And I'm seeing it on YouTube, which is excellent. That's what I want to see. So, the only downside... Yeah, I have no idea why I can't see it on... No idea why I am not seeing the preview on Restream. I think I should be. That's why I'm looking down right now. I've got my tablet on my lap so that hopefully I can see what's going on. This is slightly odd, but it does appear to be working. Somebody could send me a message, that would help. I'll give it a couple of minutes while I hum and haw to myself to make sure that I can actually see everything I think I'm supposed to. But in principle, at least, Twitch is running, YouTube is running, and hopefully that's still going. What I'm just going to do is pop into YouTube Studio, go to my live, and change the title. Because today, I hope to be making deerskin trousers. I'm just updating everything here. Let's see what happens. It's not as it was relatively easy to set up via OBS. That was the good news. The bad news is that OBS allows me a considerable degree of control over the stream content. So the good news. The bad news is that... And the bad news is I didn't have that muted. Which I should have done. So what time is it? Okay, so I will actually start playing the game fairly shortly, and in the interim, yeah, the preview on Restream isn't doing anything, which is interesting. So I will go to the regular YouTube screen and see what happens there. So essentially, I've got Restream on a browser in the background, and I have my regular the display that my I've got my regular display on the YouTube screen. I don't know why Restream isn't updating, but it does appear to be working because I can see it. Right, so trying to remember where we were last time. Obviously I'm streaming The Long Dark again, and it is obviously survival mode. Let's be about it. So if anybody can just let me know that they can hear what I'm saying and type something in so that I can see that everything's working, I would appreciate it. Because in principle I can go to the Restream page and there is a chat there that should be coming in from both YouTube and Twitch. So actually, let me just try this. See if I can spell. And see if that pops up in my own chat. Yes, it did. Okay, that's actually good to know. Alright. I'm still working out how multicasting is working, and that's actually what I'm doing. So let me just start over. Greetings, faithful followers, loyal listeners, current and future subscribers. I think that's pretty much everybody. Welcome to my first official multicast on YouTube and Twitch, which I am essentially learning on the fly. I did an experimental earlier and it seemed to work, so cross fingers that nothing untoward happens. I have absolutely no idea about how all of this might work, so we'll see what happens. Possibly not the best idea I've ever had to actually do something as experimental as this at the same time that I am hoping to do something significant in the game. But you can't have everything. Do I have food on me? I do not. I need to go outside to get some food. Where's the door? Anyone seen a door lately? Because it's night time, isn't it? Where's my door? Oh, it's the other way. Is it the other way? Yes, it is. Because my food's outside. Oh, and I forgot I had rabbits there. So this should be interesting, because in principle, I'm streaming up to restream.io. I've got a free account there, and it is then passing on to YouTube and Twitch. So, and I don't have the Twitch chat up, but to be honest, I don't really expect anybody to view it on Twitch. And my goal today, as hopefully the title says, is I want to make deerskin trousers. Assuming I can get to the workbench, which is over there somewhere. Right, let's go to sleep. Let's see what happens. I think it's dark enough for me to go to bed, if I can find the stairs. Anybody seen any stairs lately? Oh, here we go. Getting lost in a house that I really should know by now. I thought there was a room straight ahead there. There isn't? Oh, there was. I can't see it in the dark. Silly me. I hope everyone's having a good day. This is turning out quite interesting for me. Let's eat my venison. Yep, I should have enough water. And let's go to bed. If you can't hear me or something's weird with the video, please let me know. I would appreciate it. 46 days. Wow. I think we should be able to make 50 days this week.
Never been so hungry in my life.
Oh, complain, complain, complain. Oh, hang on a moment. Somebody just sent me a message that I need to check. Okay. Yep, and what is really strange is the restream preview is simply not working. Oh, no, still not. Oh, now, oh, that's really strange. The restream preview is now playing, and it is way behind what I'm actually doing, and there doesn't appear to be any way to make it catch up. That doesn't matter. I will go back to here, check my messages, and return to the game. Sorry about that. And sleep for 4 more hours. And I'm hoping my memory is correct, and I do in fact have enough deerskin to do what I want. I thought I did. But no. This is actually the part of the game I dislike the most. This whole go to sleep at night. It seems to be almost impossible to completely sleep through unless you start very late in the evening. Yeah, because let's pass a couple of hours more. The downside to this is
I could eat a horse.
And maybe it's because I'm using the free restream service. The downside is that I don't seem... With OBS, I can set up a schedule. Well, I can announce hours in advance that I'm going to be streaming, which can be useful. But I don't seem to be able to do that with Restream. But maybe I just need to pay more money. Okay, what have we got here? Okay, there's one cured deer hide. That's a fresh deer hide. Oh. That's irritating. I'm going to have to wait for that to cure. I thought that was cured, but what do I know? Still, with a bit of luck, That should get cured during the live stream, and then we can proceed. What am I doing then? I'm doing the usual running around. Oh, I've got 2 rabbits outside, don't I? I should probably grab those. Doesn't look too bad today. I'll stick them indoors, let them warm up a bit. Good morning, Juan. It's going interestingly, I think is one way of looking at it. This is... I can see your chat on Restream. That's good to know, even if I can't see the preview. So yes, I'm like I was saying earlier, this is my first proper simulcast. I did one earlier as an experiment to kind of make sure it was working, and I ummed and ahed and fiddled and faffed all the way through it, as you do. I thought I was going to be making deerskin pants today, and then I found out that one of the deer hides I need isn't fully cured. I thought it was, and apparently I was wrong. So hopefully that'll get done during this stream, and then I'm hoping to end the stream with me wearing deerskin trousers. And how's your day going? I have another rabbit. How about that? Now run home with the rabbit, make sure I don't get devoured by anything predatory. Just in case the rabbit gets close enough. I don't think I ever played RuneScape. Oh, that was a bad shot. Well, at least I've got food. Wow, is that the same stone? That went a long way. What am I going to do with all these rabbit skins? I know, I can make backup gloves and a hat. That would make sense. Oh, do I have... No, I nearly said something that got a laugh last time. Yes, what I was going to say was, do I have wood? But I've got to be careful about saying that kind of thing, because it can be misconstrued. But the answer appears to be no, I don't, so I need to go out and chop some branches. Or something. Oh, I just remembered last time with help we got up to there, didn't we? And there's a whole area up there I should probably go and take a look at. Oh, that could have been slightly disastrous. So what shall I address today? How about the latest in the Flat Earth universe? I know I've talked about it before, but there's been some amusing developments. So just to recap, in case you weren't aware, there's a bunch of people who believe the Earth is flat, despite all the evidence to the contrary. And they all have this sort of habit of coming across like, con men. There do seem to be a few honest ones, at least one that I can think of. But anyway, last year, a Utah pastor named Will Duffy offered to take a bunch of flat earthers to Antarctica to see the midnight sun, because in the flat earth view, Antarctica either doesn't exist, you can't go there, and if you did, there's no midnight sun, it's all a con. So, amazingly, Will Duffy managed to get, I think it was 2
In a week.
flat earthers, and he paid for them to go to Antarctica to view the midnight sun. So off they troop, arriving, I think it was on the 16th of December, and they set up and proceeded to watch and video the midnight sun. 24 hours of sunlight in Antarctica. Now this completely contradicts what the Flat Earth community as a whole had been saying. They said, oh no, it's not possible, it's a lie, it can't happen, there's no evidence of it, despite there have been live streams from Antarctica showing a midnight sun. But no, they pretty much doubled down on this. But you know, these flat earthers went out there, they live streamed, they did whatever it is they're doing, and showed that there genuinely is a midnight sun. Now at least one of those people, who is known online as Jeranism, seems to now have switched from being a flat earther to, as they call them, a globe earther. You know, good for him. That's honesty. He has self-exiled himself apparently from the flat earth community, and the flat earth community, which is notoriously toxic, has been absolutely vicious to him. They've called him a shill, they've called him a liar, they've called him a faker, they've called him a pawn of the government, and so on and so forth, and what have you. Yeah, yes, that's fairly typical, Juan. Yes, they think we've never been to space. They think, yep, that's right. That's precisely some of the stuff that they believe. Despite all evidence to the contrary, despite the impossibility of this massive conspiracy they presume is occurring. And so the Flat Earth community, of course, has been doubling down, trying to say, and in quotes, prove, but not really, that the midnight sun that Jeranism and the others all saw in Antarctica, they're trying to show that it's all fake and lies, and it's all done on green screen. It was done on giant LCD panels or an ultra powerful laser projecting onto the transparent dome over the Earth. No, I wish I was kidding about that one. There's some of them that believe there's a transparent dome over the Earth. Anyway, so that's almost inevitable that these people would go in that direction. That was almost predictable. Don't forget, a lot of these, some of these people make money. Of course, they're going to, even if they're convinced that, oh yes, the Earth is really a globe and gravity works and so on and so forth. Of course, if they're making decent money at the game, they're going to continue their particular little con. So that's roughly the current situation. Just basically the flat earthers doubling down on the whole fake conspiracy theory. They weren't really Antarctica, or you get the general drift. Now, one of the more amusing things that came out of this was this pastor and I wish I could remember his name and the church he belongs to, so that everybody knows to avoid him like the plague. Anyway, he gave a sermon about this. Not gonna touch that one. Anyway, this pastor gave a sermon about this trip that people made to Antarctica, and here's what he decided really happened. He says that the sun they saw in the sky in Antarctica was really Satan. Yup. The insanity never ends. He thinks that Satan essentially set the whole thing up. Now, the problem with this is, well, there's many problems, but if you take what he's saying at face value, then is he saying that any live stream from Antarctica showing the midnight sun is really showing Satan? Because there have been 24-hour live streams from Antarctica showing the midnight sun for years. So is that always Satan? Or is that a lie and just this trip it was Satan? I don't know. But for sheer bonkers insanity, that is hard to beat. And so that's the current status of the result of flat earthers going to Antarctica. I'd better get in before my clothing gets soaked. I'm sure if I were to look. What else has been going on? I'm not going to get into politics, so we will skip that. Well, looks like I have some rabbit to cook up. Do I have enough? I need at least 2 hours, don't I? Oh, I might need more than that. How much wood have I got? Oh, 27. Yeah, more than enough. There's my delicious rabbits, all nicely defrosted. I suppose I ought to address the moon landing. Here's the thing. Back in the 1960s, we really didn't have the technology to fake such a thing. However, here's the other problem. For it all to have been a conspiracy is almost impossible due to the massive number of people involved, the huge amount of documentation that backs it up. If it was all a lie, you have to ask which is more believable, that this massive conspiracy that generated so much documentation, used so many people, is it more likely that we landed on the moon, or that it's all a conspiracy? Because you'd have to really go through all the documentation, pick it apart, and demonstrate that it was all fake. And I mean all the documentation, and there must be millions of pages of the stuff. And never mind that we have gone back repeatedly. Never mind that we've put satellites in orbit around it. It is all too consistent to be a conspiracy, I would argue. Let's add 2 hours of fuel. Oh, drat. Okay, that was not a big piece of rabbit, I guess. Well, that was a successful day's cooking and melting of water.
heavy.
And it's food for a couple of days. I'll come back and check on my 80%. Alright. Well, with a bit of luck we can still get that done during the live stream. I'm just going to check, make sure. Excuse me a second. I just want to make sure that it's still streaming on Twitch. It is, which is good. Yay. So, while I'm at it, I may as well have a look at the restream. And, oh yeah, all the chat showing up on restream, even if the preview itself doesn't seem to be working. But I'm seeing the chat, which is good. Now, in principle, if I type a message, let's just type a message. And see if it does. Oh wow, okay. It's all working. That is quite gratifying. That is really gratifying. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the weather's all right. I might go for a bit of a wander. Oops, I know I forgot something. I need to drop my skin and guts on the floor. And my backpack is in fairly good shape. I'll be honest, I'm actually surprised that this is working as well as it is. I thought it would be 46 days. I should be able to manage 50 this week, if not by tomorrow. So I'm doing well. I mean, I'm doing well by my standards. I'm not doing well by Mr. 11,000 hours. Sorry, 11,000 days standard. Oh boy, yeah, that's not promising looking weather, is it? And how many days food have I got? 1, 2, 3, 4. I've got about 8 or 9 days food there. Hopefully in that time I will find my missing deer. But this is not the kind of weather I would be comfortable wandering around in, on the grounds that it would be too easy to get lost if I went too far. It is slightly depressing to realize there's a couple of deer out there, and possibly a wolf, just waiting to be harvested. If only I could find them. And a moose. I want that moose. I really want the rifle for a moose, but because I want the moose skin cloak. Did I finish reading my book? Yeah, the main concern about the hunting is I've got 1 arrow left. So if I'm lucky, I can get 1 more deer, assuming I can find it. After that, I need to find more arrowheads, and I don't think there are any more arrowheads around here. Let me just go and check my books. And check my clothing. Oh, my clothing's all good. Yeah, when I go and do my clothes crafting, I think I'll make extra pairs of mitts. I can't make new boots yet. And the hat. Oh, that's interesting. I might as well repair that. Where's my... I must have some rabbit skin around here somewhere. Okay. Let's see if I got enough light to fix things by. Where's my I button? Okay, look at that. Oh boy, it's getting dark. Where's my door? No. Where's the door? Ah, here we go. Yes, I'm going to have to. I want to go to Mystery Lake, but I'm going to run out of... I'm about to run out of arrowheads. I'm going to run out of arrowheads, so my best chance is to go to another area, hopefully Mystery Lake, which I think is over there, and get some more arrowheads there. I do need those. But this is going to be... my idea for that would be I'd head off to the Mystery Lake and then come back. Because... you know, I've got entirely too much meat here to actually carry. And as usual, I can't find out where the stairs are. Where's the stairs? Here we go. What I'm actually doing is... I don't know about what I would do in reality. I'm following a basic... what I understand is a basic rule of survival, which is don't take any risks you don't have to. So... I hope that wasn't a mistake, sleeping for 9 hours. No. What time of day is it?
I could eat anything.
I mean, if this was reality, 47 days, look at that. If this was reality and you had food and resources nearby, I have very little reason
Anything right now.
to go anywhere else. Ah, that's almost done. Almost. So I'm not treating this as an adventure game, although it is obviously to some extent. This is how long I can survive with as little risk to myself as possible. This is not a good day for looking for dead deer. Yeah, but that one arrow left thing is of concern. I hope if I can get to Mystery Lake, I can find more arrowheads, and I still need a whetstone. So at some point, I've got to go and find one. I need one. I've already broken a hatchet. I've got 2 more rabbits. How about that? Oh. Oops. Oh, this is all profoundly useful. Oh. Shall I see if I can make it 3? I suspect I'm going to run out of rabbits at that location. Three rabbits. In previous runs, one of my biggest concerns was always finding food, which is why I've been essentially learning how to live off the land increasingly. So far so good. I'd have to say I'm proving to be somewhat successful at that. What I don't want to have to do, if I can avoid it, is do any mountaineering. That was almost killed me last time. So I'm hoping there's a way through. If I remember the map. See, this is... I think Mystery Lake is sort of in that direction. I thought that was Mystery Lake, but it wasn't. But I think it's over there. Hang on, it's not... No. Let's have a quick check here. That's interesting. Yeah, so I must admit, it doesn't make for particularly exciting watching. You know, but that's the nature of reality for you, I'm afraid.
Thought I'd be dying from starvation.
Oh. Oh. My bad. That was a small rabbit. Oh, did it again. I used to. There weren't very many good ones. The Bear Grylls ones were just terrible. I mean, entertaining, but not realistic. In the UK, we kind of had a guy called Ray Mears. He was moderately good. The best was a guy whose name I can't remember, and he seemed to be more the genuine article than someone like Bear Grylls. What Bear Grylls was doing wasn't survival, it was entertainment. He did stuff which would get you killed in fairly short order. Oh. I know I've got some tinder somewhere. I must have some tinder somewhere. I thought I had tinder. Where's my tinder gone? No, I'm not talking about the app. Oh, I know. Where's my cupboard? I think I can use the cache as tinder, can't I? Yes, there we go. Trying to remember the name of the guy whose shows were pretty good. What was his name? No, I'm sorry, I can't remember. Man vs. Wild. No.
Well.
Survivor Man. Yeah, I think it was Survivor Man. I think you're right. Yes. He did pretty much all his own filming as well. So he was much more believable. And you could see he got into some serious trouble. Les Stroud, that was his name, wasn't it? Hello, Vampire Lynx, how are you? Welcome to my first simulcast. He's gonna complain now. I'm afraid, Vampire Links, my channel seems to have turned into a streaming the long dark, channel. I'm not entirely certain how that happened, but that seems to be what people like. So. It's also become something of a let's hunt rabbits and deer stream as well. Yeah, that's it. Now, I have no doubt that Les Stroud had people fairly close by and some means of getting them if he had to. I think he even mentioned it at one occasion. But the setup was a heck of a lot more realistic than Bear Grylls. Yeah, Bear Grylls was scripted entertainment. And obviously so. You know, he had a camera crew with him. But Les Stroud, I've never heard any particular complaints about what he did or how he did it. And like I said, you could see on occasions that he was actually starting to get into trouble. You know, I trying to remember one of his programs. I don't think he really ate anything in 3 days. He used to lose a significant amount of weight during his various sojourns. Ah, I'm almost ready to make my deerskin trousers. Okay, let's have a quick look at... Whoops. Oh. Excuse me while I dum-de-do to myself. Right, let's grab... let's grab some stuff for later, because I'm going to need it. Oh, almost there. So what I'm going to do is I'll take a bunch of food, some fuel, head down to the workbench which is in the farm. There's a fire pit nearby, so I will use that to try and stay warm if it's too cold. And then I'll spend a happy day sewing. I've got water down there as well. What's my load like? Oh, I've got plenty. I need more gut. Where's my gut supply? Oh, this is irritating. I know I've got gut. I also need to make a new bow, because the one I've got right now is almost out of oomph. Hang on a second. I'm just going to make sure that everything is still working. Whoops. Yep. The Twitch stream is still working. That's good. I don't think anybody's watching it, but that's okay. Yeah, as I was saying earlier, I'm using Restream to stream to YouTube and Twitch simultaneously, and it seems to be working. It's got some downsides, but you know, You and Juan seem to find me just fine, so it must be doing something right. And Monday, as I recall, is not normally my most doesn't generally get the most views. Later on in the week, I do much better, I think. So, actually, one thing I will do is I'm just going to check to make sure I don't have. Yeah, the restream. You can't see this. The restream page is acting weird. It's supposed to show me a preview, which it isn't, but it's showing me the chat. And I don't appear to have any chat except from YouTube, which is fine. So, what have I got? I've got... Come on, I just want that extra 1%. What's the weather like? Oh, and it's getting late in the day. Okay, so at this point, it's become a case of tomorrow I will try and make myself some deerskin trousers. Which I will get a ridiculous sense of achievement from. Because one thing I used to wonder, watching other people during COVID streaming, was none of them seemed to have actually made all their own clothes from animal skins. So I always thought, oh, one day I've got to try making all my clothes from animal skins. And I'm well on the way to doing that. I just need a moose. I don't think there's a recipe for a deerskin coat. Right, I have been streaming for an hour. Yesterday I actually streamed at about 4 o'clock my time. I wasn't planning on streaming yesterday, but I got home, I had time, so I streamed Sky, Children of the Light, for a couple of hours, and I picked up 3 subscribers, which was nice. And they were all the people watching were new. So if I were to stream twice a day, in the mornings I would get my usual, the usual people, and in the afternoon a different bunch. My only problem is I don't want to burn myself out. So far I find 2 hours streaming a day is fine. Doing it in the evening as well might be pushing my luck. I do know that if I stream for 3 hours continuously, I'm pretty much exhausted by the end of it. Anyway, we're coming up for an hour, so you'll know what that means. I am going to take a quick biological break, and I will be back in 3 or 4 minutes. So see you shortly. If I remember to unmute the microphone, I should be back. I will say one thing. We were talking about moon landings. Let's just extrapolate that into space travel a bit. In my lifetime, the big achievements for me was the moon landing, which I watched live when I was 3 years old, and I still remember it. I don't know if I remember what I was watching, but I do know it was the moon landing. The second thing, big thing, was the first launch of the shuttle, which I also saw live. Those were significant because when I was a kid, the idea that we could possibly go to Mars, for example, was definitely there. And, but for political reasons, we could have gone. If we'd continued the manned space program, I think we could have made it to Mars, but the political will wasn't there, unfortunately. My big regret for my son is that so far he hasn't had those key moments in his lifetime, those big, significant moments. When I was also a kid, we had the Voyager missions, which were huge. And again, my son hasn't seen anything quite like that. I mean, yes, in his lifetime we went to Pluto. It's not as big, I don't think, as the Voyager missions. Those were just incredible achievements. So in my son, I'm hoping that at some point during my son's lifetime, he will see something like human beings go to Mars. I would certainly hope so. Did I finish reading my book on practical gunsmithing? Where's that book? Where's my book? Oh, have I not? Could have sworn I had a book on gunsmithing which I hadn't read. Ah, yes, there we go. I need to eat something first. I'll tell you what, to be honest, what I like is it's not necessarily the number of viewers or number of subscribers, however much that might be nice. What I like is when I get some interaction in chat. That's always nice. And yesterday there was in the evening, there was a lot of engagement. That was very nice. And yet there were no more than 2 or 3 people watching at any one time, so... I like the idea that I have somehow got a little community who like watching what I'm doing or listening to what I'm saying. Very egocentric of me, I apologize. What was I doing? I was reading. I was about to read. I've lost my book again. Ah, that was good timing. I just need to go outside and pick up some food.
I'm gonna need to eat soon.
Wow. Yeah, not the best. Not the best environment to be trying to find food. Yeah, I'm late night. Yeah, you know what? You're probably right. That would probably be a better time for me to stream. But to be honest with you, my hours are weird. I'm typically awake and up and on the computer at 4 o'clock in the morning. So, yeah, for me to stream late at night would be difficult. So yeah, that's not going to happen unless I somehow manage to completely change my sleeping patterns. But I think my brief experiments so far have shown that you get you get different people at different times. But I haven't been doing this long enough to build up, tens of watchers. I'm not sure how I would manage that, having that many people in chat. At least this way I can look and see, and I can see the whole conversation, and I can try and figure out what I've missed. But thank you, Juan. I do appreciate that comment. "48 days. Yes, I say the problem. The downtime for me would be best appealing to British. If I was streaming in the evening, I'd get British people. There's almost no ideal time. Right now is technically better for people in Southeast Asia, and I do have one or two people out there who occasionally stop by. Yeah, hey, it's not like I'm trying to get monetized or anything. Not in any serious fashion. Right, now I've just got to pass time. Hope the weather's decent. And I think we're ready for the main event. Let's grab some water. I know I've... Oh, what do you... Oh, that was just plain weird. Excuse me, OBS just did something funny, and I'm not quite sure what it was. It just... Okay, no, I can live with that. Right. What am I doing? Where's my... Check my... Yep, I'm still light on my feet, which is what we want. Grab some food on the way out. Hopefully the weather's going to cooperate. Cross fingers. Yes! Yes, 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 yes. I will grab... That should be enough food for the day. And let's head out. Hopefully I've got enough stuff. If I don't have enough stuff with me, I can pick some more up at the farmhouse. If anybody sees any crows, please let me know if I miss them. Oh, this microphone's really now at a funny position because it's right It's directly in front of my right eye, and it's making me almost cross-eyed. I've got to peer around it to look up in the sky over there with proper binocular vision. Oh. Oh, that's... Oh, no, that's a body over there, isn't it? I'm pretty certain. I know there's one here. I think there's one over here, but I shall check. Just on the off chance that one of my deer ended up over here. I wouldn't harvest it right now, but I'm pretty certain it's a body in this barn. Yeah, yes it is. Don't do that to me. I mean, I would probably do better to stream more at the weekend, but in principle, I take Saturdays off. In principle, in practice, not so much, but in principle, I do. Oh, hello. Oh, that's another body over there, I think, isn't it? No? Oh, yeah, it's that. It's the frozen corpse over there. I know where the dead humans are. Reason I'm going in here is this is where my other deer hide is. If I can find it. Where's my other... There we go. And as you can see, I've got a whole bunch of stuff here. Charcoal. Somewhere I've got another hatchet which I ought to try and find and put somewhere. No! Good grief, what was that? Oh, it was my laptop. Yeah, I think I've got another hatchet around here somewhere. Right. Would you believe I'm actually slightly nervous about this? How daft is that? Deerskin pants. 12.5 hours. Alright, let's spend 2 hours and see how that works for me.
I could eat a horse.
As far as I know, I don't know. I don't think so. I think it might be ravaged at worst. But it's better than nothing.
Die if I don't get some food soon.
Oh, hang on. Just check my water. What time of day is it? To be honest, though, I mean, in the weather they're depicting here, a frozen corpse would probably remain good unless it was snacked on by something like a wolverine. Where's my... Oh, come on. Oh, don't tell me. Where's... Oh! Have I been making the wrong... I've been making the wrong blasted... I've been making deerskin boots, haven't I? Oh... I can't remember what I was making. What was I making? Please don't tell me I was doing that. I was, wasn't I? Oh, don't tell me I was actually creating... I picked the wrong option. That would be so profoundly irritating. I did. I started making deerskin boots. Oh! For sheer idiocy. Where is it? Hang on. Did... Oh, for heaven's sake. Oh, for sheer monumental stupidity, that really takes the biscuit. Do I have any way of finding out what it was I've actually been making? Because now I'm not sure. That's my cured deer hide. Does it show me... Yes, look at that. I was making deerskin boots. Oh... I am so monumentally thick. That is so profoundly irritating. I cannot believe I did that. Now I've got to go back. I do have another deerskin. But, oh my goodness, that is... profoundly stupid. Everyone, please ignore the last 10 minutes of the game. I just... Well, it looks like I'm not going to get deerskin pants on this stream. It'll have to be tomorrow. If ever I was tempted to swear like a sailor, that was the moment. I could have made it too. It's only 8.5 hours to make. I could have sworn blind I'd oh, well. What do you want to bet? I'll check when I get back to Milton. I'll bet I started making the pants and then accidentally switched to making the boots. Bother. Wibble. You would not believe the sense of disappointment I have right now. I'm now tempted to live stream until I actually get those bloomin' things made. Alright, let's have a look. Let's have a quick look and see. So there's the boots that I started making. Oh, I did start. Yes, I did. Okay, that's good. That is a step in the right direction. I did start making the blasted things. At least I started making them and then accidentally switched over. Ah. Let's see how far along that other deerskin is. I have got a suspicion it's going to take a few more days in-game. 63%. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to do that in the time available. It's 10:30 now. I mean, if I went on for another hour and a half, I don't think that would be cured. I can't remember. I think it takes 5 days. You've got to laugh, I suppose. Let's just drop my... Let's just drop all this. I'll hang on to those. Okay. Well, seeing as I'm back here, I may as well go and check my traps. I mean, in truth, I was planning on making deerskin boots, so I had a backup, just in case I get attacked. But, that was silly. I wonder if I can reclaim the hide from it. That might be worth doing, actually. That might be seriously worth doing. And I've got 2 more rabbits. And I need to pick up more sewing gear anyway. Why can't I make rabbit skin coat? I could do that. I've got more rabbit skins and I know what to do. Honestly, I've got 8.5 hours left of construction time on the pants, and I can't remember on the boots. So I don't really remember. What? Yeah, let me see. I wonder if I can salvage the boots. That would be the spare pair. See what I can get out of that. I thought the pants were 3 deerskins. And I think the boots are 2. Or is it 1? No, I think it's 1. If I'm very, very lucky, I might be able to salvage enough from the boots to continue, but we'll see. We shall see. Oh, that should be enough to get me through the night. Right, where'd I put... Where'd I put everything? I was over here, wasn't it? Let's see. Nope, I can't... I can't do that. Hang on. If I harvest, what do I get? Ooh! I could make the coat at the cost of my boots. But I won't. Wow, what a maroon, as the immortal Bugs Bunny would say. Anybody remember how fast the deerskin cures? Okay, that's enough for the night. What time is it? Well, I might as well pop outside, have a look at the weather. Because I'm English and we like doing that kind of thing. I do find it amusing that he knows how to make deerskin boots. He knows how to make rabbit skin gloves. He knows how to make a coat. He doesn't know how to make arrowheads from scrap metal. He has to use a forge. Doesn't know how to make a bundle bow, because that's not in the game, but still. What else doesn't he know how to do? There's this weird set of skills you've got in the game, and it's just slightly on the odd side. At least I think it is. Excuse me a moment. I'm just going to have to check something here. Yep. I think I can safely say nobody's watching me on Twitch. It's a worthwhile experiment. One of the things I like about OBS and YouTube is you can, set up hours in advance that you're going to be streaming. Restream doesn't really let you do that. You basically, as far as I can tell so far, the options are go live, or you can schedule video uploads. But it doesn't allow you to do like OBS does, which is say, here's my stream, here's the content, here's everything else, schedule. Freestream doesn't let me do that. I need to check. It is a paid service. Well, I'm actually using the free service right now. But for $19 a month, you do get a few more benefits, but I don't know if a more advanced way of scheduling is part of that. But for free, yeah, you know, worth doing. And surprisingly easy. Yes, I think they do. Although it's interesting at the beginning, they do say this is not in survival training. Don't use anything you've learned in this game. You may very well die. Which is, you know, entirely true. I mean, let's face it, if you were hungry enough, you'd eat the human corpses. I suppose that would have been a bit much for the game, but I mean, seriously, if you were in desperate straits, you'd harvest the corpses. And as long as you cooked it thoroughly, you'd be fine. Well, this is a familiar place. Yes. Well, yes, but I mean, honestly, what you do in the game is not reflective of is not reflective really of reality. I don't know how OBS did that. It suddenly stretched itself from half screen to filling up the entire vertical part of the screen. Yes, that was the Paraguayan rugby team. I can't remember the flight number. They crashed into the high Andes and ended up eating their teammates raw because they had no way of cooking it, and that gave some of them enough strength to go and look for help. That was back in the 1970s. It was. I read a book about it many years ago, and I believe they made a film about it as well. Something similar happened with the sinking of the whaling ship Essex. The crew resorted to eating their crewmates. But I believe they actually drew lots as to which person they would eat. So that wasn't a case of wait for somebody to die. I think they actually picked somebody and killed them and then ate them. But they did not suffer any. Neither group suffered any repercussion from that, because there is an acceptance that in starving situations it's acceptable to resort to cannibalism. What I found, I can't remember if anyone remembers this, in the case of the Essex, which was sunk by a sperm whale, by the way, after all the horrors they had experienced, many of the survivors got back to Nantucket, which is where they were from, and promptly went straight back to sea. I don't think I could have done that, but they did.
All I can think about is food.
Yeah, exactly. Desperate times call for desperate measures. We underestimate to some extent just how tough and resilient human beings can be. We still can be, by the way. Those qualities have not gone. It's just that there is less opportunity for us to exhibit them. So it's humanity hasn't changed that much in the last couple of 100 years. So under similar circumstances, we would be just as tough and resilient. Some of us, don't know about myself. Here's another example. It's not cannibalism this time. Has anyone seen that movie with Leonardo DiCaprio called Revenant? Anybody seen that movie? Because Revenant tells the story, and I think I got his name right, of Hugh Glass. He was on, I don't know whether it was a scouting or trapping mission. Back in the it was before the American Civil War, I think. And he got attacked by a bear. And it basically, among the other things he did, he suffered broken bones, including, I think, a broken leg. He was basically scalped by the bear, ripped off his, the skin off his head, as I remember. I don't think they depicted everything in the movie that actually happened to him. So they left one man behind, basically to watch over him while he died. But they did make some attempt to try and bandage him up. So, they put the skin and hair back over his scalp, wrapped him up, and after a fairly short time, the guy who had been left behind to essentially watch him die decided he wasn't going to wait anymore and just went off. Now, Glass, I hope I'm remembering his name right, incredibly didn't die, and then proceeded to drag himself a significant distance, miles and miles, and I can't remember how many miles it was, but he couldn't walk because of a broken leg. And he dragged himself basically through what at the time would be regarded as very hostile Indian territory. I think on one occasion he had to hide from the Indians in, I think I got this right, reeds by a river. And then drug himself further to a settler's house, which is essentially where he began his recovery. And so you've got to imagine he had no antibiotics. I don't know that the wound was even cleaned properly. They just basically threw everything back together again and wrapped him up. And he survived. I don't think in the movie they show him going after the people that left him behind. I believe in reality he didn't do that. I can't remember all the details. I'd have to look it up. One of the people that essentially left him behind was, even for the time, a fairly famous mountain man named Jim Bridger. But Glass not only survived, he went back out and died later on, I think from fever. But I could be wrong about that. I'd have to look it up. Which actually I can do. Give me a second, I'll check. 76. Oh, you know what? I might be able to do this. Let me just have a quick check. I think his name was Hugh Glass. Yep, Hugh Glass. That was his name. Died 1833. Oh, no, hang on. Actually, Two people, hang on. Yeah, Glass surprised and disturbed a mother grizzly bear and two cubs. The bear charged, picked him up, bit, slashed and lacerated his flesh, severely wounded him and forced him to the ground. Hearing Glass's screams for help, several of the party made their way to Glass and killed the bear. Here's a quick description of what had happened to him. The monster had torn the flesh from the lower part of his body and from the lower limbs. He also had his neck shockingly torn, even to the degree that an aperture appeared to have been made into the windpipe, and his breath to exude at the side of his neck. Blood flowed freely, but fortunately his hands and arms were not disabled. The men were convinced Glass would not survive his injuries. Nevertheless, they carried Glass on a litter for 2 days, but doing so greatly slowed the pace of the group's travel. So, two volunteers were asked to stay with Glass until he died and then bury him. John S. Fitzgerald and a man later identified as Bridges, and as the rest of the party moved on, began digging his grave. Later, claiming that they were interrupted by attacking Arikara, that's a local Native American tribe, the pair grabbed the rifle, knife and other equipment belonging to Glass and took flight. They then reported that Glass had died. There is debate whether Bridges was actually famed mountain man Jim Bridger. Despite his injuries, Glass regained consciousness, but found himself abandoned without weapons or equipment. He had festering wounds, a broken leg, and deep cuts on his back that exposed his bare ribs. Glass lay mutilated and alone more than 200 miles from the nearest American settlement at Fort Kiowa on the Missouri River. Glass set the bone of his own leg, wrapped himself in the bear hide his companions had placed over him as a shroud, and began crawling back to Fort Kiowa. To prevent gangrene, Glass allowed maggots to eat the dead infected flesh in his wounds, and that is actually a very good solution. Using Thunder Butte as a navigational landmark, Glass crawled overland south towards the Cheyenne River, where he fashioned a crude raft and floated downstream to Fort Kiowa. The journey took him 6 weeks. He survived mostly on wild berries and roots. Oh, apparently he did set out to find John Fitzgerald and Bridges, the two men that left him behind. Okay, so Glass found Bridges, but apparently forgave him because of his youth and then re-enlisted with the company that had abandoned him. Glass later learned that Fitzgerald had joined the army and was stationed at Fort Atkinson in present-day Nebraska. Glass reportedly spared Fitzgerald's life because he would be killed by the army captain for killing of a soldier of the United States. However, the captain asked Fitzgerald to return the stolen rifle to Glass, and before departing, Glass warned Fitzgerald never to leave the army or he would kill him. According to an account by Glass's friend George C. Yount, not published until 1923, Glass also obtained $300 as compensation. So the injuries were even worse than I thought, and I'm pretty certain they didn't show them all in the movie. Oh, here we go. Glass was killed along with 2 of his fellow trappers, Edward Rose and Helene Menard, in early 1833 on the Yellowstone River in an attack by the Arikara. I thought he died of fever, so, yeah. I've somewhat shortened the account, but basically, yeah. So, a fairly incredible story of survival. And so, yes, the maggots certainly saved his life. And using maggots on to clean wounds is definitely something that works and has been used I say since time immemorial. It's that's something that's been done for a long time. I don't know if we even know the first time it happens. I think actually maggots are still used for that purpose in some hospitals. They literally have access to basically surgically clean, sterile maggots, and they are very effective under some circumstances at eating rotten flesh or decaying flesh. So, but it does just go to show sometimes human beings are capable of incredible resilience. I've got another rabbit. But if you, I used to know more of such instances, but I've forgotten a lot of them. There's one instance I also know of about a guy. Oh, grief. I only remember snippets of the story. Who got bitten by a rattlesnake. And one of the things about rattlesnake venom is it will... rattlesnake venom is a hemotoxin. It'll attack the blood and the flesh and gets very, very unpleasant. As I recall, so this guy has no treatment. This was, 1860s, 1870s, something like. He's got no treatment. There's no one around to help him. Eventually, the damage to his arm got so bad that the flesh basically fell off his arm. I'm trying to remember whether this is one story or two stories. At some point, I think he had to fight off an Indian attack as well, and I think he survived. But I may be mistaking two different stories there. But yeah, that in itself is like, that's remarkable that he survived. Almost impossible, frankly, but he did. So. Let's go have a look. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to do this today. Drat. Drat, drat, drat. That's going to be a shame. Oh well. You'll just have to tune in tomorrow. What time of day is it? Oh, it's still fairly early. Let's grab some water. Let's go for a little wander. Might as well. Oh, no, it's too cold for me to be just idly wandering around. I know, I can take a nap. Should be warmed up by that point. Still can't believe I was so daft that I started making the wrong thing. You'd think I'd know my way around this house by now. Oh, yep, this is not going to be a good day for this. It really isn't. Yes, yes, that's what I was complaining about. I've I've got more rabbit skins than I know what to do with. I wonder. I wonder. Let's because I've been assuming that the deer I was tracking headed over that way. Well, it could have doubled back. And don't think I've had a really good look around up here. And I think I can hear crows. I wonder if it's bright enough that I can... I need a maple sapling, so if anybody sees one... Yeah, that's the... I'm not going down there again anytime in a hurry. That nearly killed me last time. There's the... I think that's a bear cave. Let's have a wee look. It's not too cold. And I'm not carrying too much. I can't get up there. And this way doesn't take me anywhere useful except back up to the radio tower, I think. Yes, it does. That's the... Let's head the other way. I don't know if you heard that, but that's my stomach grumbling, not the game. You know what I've forgotten to do? Take out the revolver. Yeah, not going to find a deer way up there, I do not think. I really should consider stalking that moose. Maybe after I've made my pants. Trousers for the non-Americans. Yeah, that's the dead body over there. Now I know there's a wolf around here because was it last time or the time before it chased me into the church? Yeah, that's a body. Do I want to risk going up there, perhaps? I'm not stinky, so... Keep expecting to hear growling at any point. I've probably gone too far afield for what I'm looking for. Oh, that's not good. Don't want to go near a potential bear cave. Oh, hello. There's a road. Where does this go? Huh. Well, that might bear following, but it's getting a bit late in the day now. And, yep, I'm up for 2 hours, so I will go back to the house and bring this stream to an end, and maybe tomorrow I can make my pants. Tried to get my son into playing the Long Dark more than once. It's really not his thing. Far too slow. I can't blame him. It definitely isn't for everybody. I don't want that. I want that. Yeah, over in that direction was where I ran across a wolf. I did briefly see it, but at that point I scampered into the church. Yeah, my son and I don't necessarily share quite the same taste in games. We both like No Man's Sky. He and I have actually met up a few times in No Man's Sky to sort of just hang out and... Did we get into a pirate fight? I can't remember. But that was kind of nice. He liked... he likes... oh, what is it? Oops, went the wrong way. Euro Truck Simulator. I've got it, and American Truck Simulator. To be honest, it's not my thing. But he likes it enough that he's invested in, you know, steering wheel, truck gear shifter, pedals, the whole thing. He does like his driving games. And I've actually met him in the game a few times as well in Euro Truck Simulator. That was kind of funny because one of his friends was treating the game like it was Grand Theft Auto. What was even funnier was that in Euro Truck Simulator, I was able to set my base in Klagenfurt in Austria, which is interesting for me because I used to live just down the road for a couple of years in Villach, Austria, and Klagenfurt was, the next big town. So that was somewhat, what would be the correct expression? Nostalgic. I mean, if he ever asked me to, I'd probably go back online with him, but I uninstalled the game, and I don't know if my cloud save would still function after that. Right. Okay, it's been 2 hours. I'm definitely not going to be able to do what I wanted to. I'm going to have to change the title of this stream to Failing to Make Deerskin Pants. Okay, 81% cured. When I started off today, I think we were at about 84. So maybe tomorrow. Maybe tomorrow we can get that done, or I can get that done. Alright, everybody. Thank you very much for watching. I appreciate it. I hope you all have a good rest of the day. I'm going to go and make myself some lunch now. I may or may not stream later. Don't assume that I am. And if I do, it won't be the long dark. I'll probably do something else. Anyway, I will see you all tomorrow or next time. And in the meantime, be excellent to each other. Thanks for watching. As soon as I can figure out how to stop this stream.